Yeah, the shining golden signs. Let your inner sparking night. Fat and treasure, growing bright.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Kamen Rider Spike back again once again. And today, people, we're here for Kamen Rider Zeztz, episode 4, case 4, protect the VIP bride. And this episode was actually pretty cool. We got another two-parter episode we got going on here, and in this episode he has to protect this bride while she's getting married to this like big time dude. This dude is basically like the son of this the son of another important man in some business stuff, right? So in the dream we see that he ends up she ends up getting attacked by she ends up getting like attacked at knife point by this dude who apparently is her childhood friend, right? And her childhood friend, who is basically in love with her, spoilers, who's basically in love with her, and he is basically trying to kidnap her in the dream, right? Also, Nem is in this episode too, but you know, Nem is Mem is it Nem or Mem? I think it's Nem. But basically in this episode she's a wedding planner in this episode. You know, she plays different roles with every dream that she's in. So he is basically trying to protect her, make sure she gets married and things like that. And I keep wanting to say no one monster our nightmare in this episode is a crow. It's a big crow monster, and he got hands. He can fight, and I like how these monsters can actually fight and things like that. They got hands. But basically he thinks that the dreamer who is dreaming all of this up, he thinks that the dreamer is the guy that was trying to kidnap her in the dream, right? And then while he's outside the dream and stuff like that, while he's exercising with his sister, he gets ready to help an old lady that is going up these steps with these bags and things like that. And then he sees the guy from the dream who was trying to kidnap her and stuff, and turns out he's actually a nice guy. So he figures that out later, that she's actually a nice guy, and he's actually a nice guy. So back in the dream we see that, well, not back in the dream, he actually starts following this guy around, and while he's following him around, he's basically getting information on him and stuff like that. He's recording some conversations he's having and stuff like that, talking about how he wants to stop the wedding and he wants to stop the wedding and stuff like that, but he knows that he can't. And he still has feelings for her and stuff, and he believes that she does not want to marry this guy. The guy that she's married, he believes that she doesn't want to marry him for real. So he wishes he could do something about it. So yeah, but he, being a secret agent is all about getting, it's not just about the fighting and the fighting and the saving the girl and getting the kiss at the end and all that good jazz. It's about getting the being covert, stealthy, getting the information without having to really hurt anybody or anything like that. So we saw that he did get some gadgets in this episode. He got a recorder, a scanner, and a phone thing. And then he also got 2 new power-ups in this episode, which I think one of them is an attachment where he gets wings in this episode, and I love the wings that he actually flies around in this episode as well. And then he gets another one, which I think is gonna be actual form. I think that's the one that's going to be an actual form. It can control wind, and the other one was an attachment that he can just fly around. So we see the flying, like the wings in this episode was actually pretty cool. But yeah, throughout the whole, when he goes back into the dream, Zero does tell him that because of what happened the other day about the bomb, with the bomb nightmare coming into the real world and causing that explosion, and we had the butterflies and things like that, it started to affect a lot of people. So nightmares might actually start showing up even more, and I do like that. I do like the fact that because he took too long to stop the bomb nightmare, and because it was actually able to come into the real world and actually do some sort of real damage, there's actually consequences to that. There's lingering consequences to that, and I did like that. I wonder if when stuff starts to when other nightmares and stuff start happening and he takes too long to take it out, there'll be other consequences to the world because of that. But yeah, I thought that was a cool little concept that they threw in there. You know, an actual stake or an actual consequence to not defeating this monster quickly. We do see that our two cops have basically, they're talking to like their boss and stuff like that, and they talk about the old bomb thing, and he basically talks about reinstating the paranormal division and doing like for the black cases and stuff like that. And we see that Fuji is like, I know what happened and stuff like that. He's like, hey, if you know what happened, find evidence and prove it. So now they have been reinstated into the, you know, the paranormal, you know, black cases side of the police force, and Fuji's happy about it, but old girl is just like, ugh. Like she's just not coming around. She's not with this. She did not think that she was gonna do this. Like she did not think this is what she signed up for and stuff like that. But I feel like she's gonna come around eventually once she starts to actually see stuff and get more proof about like what's going on. So we see that in the dream, we end up going back to for some reason, Baku is he's the guy who's like marrying them, like, you know, the priest or pastor that stands there and does the talking and stuff like that. He's that guy. So he ends up fighting the monster because the monster ends up making its appearance in the dream and stuff like that. He asks them, hey, if anything goes down, I need you to evacuate everybody. So we see Nox, I think that's his name. I'm gonna have to research him again, but our bad guy who basically makes the nightmares, or, you know, calls the nightmares forth and things like that. We see these black crow feathers everywhere, and then that's when our monster manifests. And throughout, while he's fighting this monster got hands, like I said before, but while he's fighting this monster, we see that he has an effect to where he flips the world upside down. So now the ground is the sky and the sky is the ground. And he, like everybody, like the only person that actually falls is the bride, is her. And turns out he starts to deduce that maybe she's the dreamer. She's the person that's actually dreaming this, and she's the one that's actually dreaming that her childhood friend would come and kidnap her. So maybe the guy isn't. So the dude technically, he's not the dreamer. He's not the one doing this. It's actually her. So yeah, that was actually like a kind of a twist to me, because we really didn't talk to her that much. Like she really didn't say much. You know, he really wasn't in her face like that much. Maybe he was when we heard her say a few words and things like that, but we really didn't, like, we know her name and stuff like that, but we really didn't spend that much time with her. But next episode we most likely will, now that we know that she is she's the dreamer. But other than that, this episode was cool. I did love seeing the fight between him and the nightmare monster with the flying around and stuff like that. I love the wings. I thought they were gonna look kind of goofy, but hey, the initial transformation sequence into them was actually really cool, and him using them was actually pretty cool too. So I'm really ready to see what this next form is going to look like, but how it's going to work. Most likely he's going to use a new form actually in the next episode. But other than that, this episode's dope. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they're going to do next. And I see solving this mystery on, who's the dreamer and stuff like that, even though we know who it is. But we're gonna find out why she's dreaming this, having this dream and stuff like that. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Kamen Rider Zeztz episode 4. What you think about the fighting, what you think about the story that we established, what you think about the forms and stuff like that we got, the gadgets and stuff like that, the overall aesthetic. You let me know how you felt about it. But I'm gonna see you guys next time. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember, as I always say, stay henshined.